this is the holy grail. Make sure you sell the right product to the right customer through the right sales model. What I mean by that is, if you've got a product that's a little disruptive, don't sell it through your long-tail, regular coffee bean sellers. It doesn't work. If it's disruptive and it's new and it's speed too, it's much more of a business conversation. It's a technical conversation. You have no references. It's very early in its life cycle, yet you sell it through the long tail of the sales model you've always sold it through. Got to make sure that you're matching the right product with the right customer through the right sales model. Now, you can't be everywhere. I get that. But pick the 2 or 3 that are going to be the most impactful for you. Is it through value-added resellers? Is it through digital agencies? Is it through posters? Is it through solution providers? Is it through other MSPs? Are you doing 2-tier distribution? Whatever the case might be, this has an impact on it. You've got to think about this connected model when you do any planning. So for those of you in sales, how often are you in a product planning meeting before a product launches? Fascinating. Like I said, you guys just get tossed whatever you get tossed and you have to go out there and sell it. You got to get in that conversation, because if the product isn't right, and the triangle customer segmentation is also not right, you're in trouble. So you've got to get yourself in those conversations to say, I got to make sure it's the right product with the right customer, sold through the right sales model. The right sales model might be online, might be through partners, might be direct, might be through other hosters, might be partner to partner, it might be affiliate, might be referral, it might be whatever it might be, but at the end of the day, if you're disconnected in any of those and you have the right product to the right customer, the wrong sales model doesn't work. If you have the right sales model and the right customer and the wrong product, it doesn't work. These 3 things have to be in harmony. Much harder than it sounds. And I can tell you, I've interviewed the top 20 largest IT companies in the world. Nobody does this consistently. So let's go back to how you can have opportunity as a small provider. Let's go capitalize on selling better, even though their products technically may be better. I'm not saying they are, but you could win on the sales model because they don't do this. So if you could nail this, it gives you competitive advantage. So next steps: pilot and test, pilot and test, pilot and test. If you can't get your executive to do anything else for you, pilot and test. New kinds of sellers. If you're going to go after a vertical, you're going to go after hospitals. So I usually say this is probably one of the most controversial things I say. For those salespeople in the room, I apologize ahead of time. The best thing you could ever do is fire your entire sales force. Now, what do I mean by that? It's going to take you longer to train them to sell experience, economy, Starbucks kind of products and solutions than it is for you to just hire net new for people who understand that. It's going to take you longer to train them on how to sell vertically than to hire someone who used to be an ex-hospital administrator who knows how to sell into hospitals and know what the business pains are, drag along a pre-sales engineer, but you got a really powerful team to sell healthcare, versus a guy who sold for your competitor for 15 years, not going to do you any good here. Going to do you really good in selling coffee beans, not going to do so good of a job for you if you want to sort of move up the solution stack and move into outcomes. So when I say fire the sales force, I mean it in that way. The second thing I tell you to do is fire your customers. And everybody goes, she's really lost her mind. Let me be clear on what I mean. You want to start selling a certain product to your existing customer base, and you're all my customers. And I go and I meet with each of you, and 95% of you tell me you're not interested in what I have to sell. What are my options? I'm going to spend all my time trying to convince you to buy what I have to offer, which probably won't work very quickly. Or I can say, I'm going to go find new customers who want to buy what I have to offer. Or I'm going to distract myself and keep selling what I used to sell and what I want to sell now, and now I'm not very focused. So that's what I mean by getting rid of this. I don't literally mean fire. I just mean reassess, let's say that. Yeah. Thinking about them differently. Inventory your sales metrics and management tools so you have the right things to tell you the right information. And the last is enable field and partners for selling to existing customers. Making sure you've got your partner channels and your sales channels with the right tools at the right time to talk to the right customer with the right skill. Team selling, once again, piloting, grab a handful of customers, try some of this stuff out. See if you can get them to tell you the truth on the pipeline, and then let's find out if it actually gives you the ability to improve performance. So the last thing I'll give you is the question I always get. I'm no fool. Everybody wants my slides. So how you're going to get them is you're going to send me an email to this email address, and I'm going to PDF it and I'm going to send it back to you. What I ask from you, though, is a little bit of feedback. Agree, disagree, what are you seeing, what are you hearing in your own pipeline, in your own sales forces? I take that information, it helps me with my research. all I ask is that you don't make this your sales deck and you don't sort of share it externally and it doesn't sort of make it up to the web. If we can all agree on that, I have no problem sending it to you, otherwise I get in trouble. But with that, I so appreciate being here again with IT Europa. It's so great to be in front of this European audience, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you again next year. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Tiffany. Greg should be around for a while yet, so if you've got any questions, I'm sure she'd be delighted to talk to you.